Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be learning how to square up stock, alright? In this video I'm going to use 2x2 solid aluminum and cut it at 2 inches, so I have a 2x2x2 solid cube of aluminum. The next step will be to find a relatively flat surface on this cube. Most likely it's going to be one of the factory edges, but some actually bulge out. So I just going to rock it back and forth. If you put it on, that's not too bad. You can see here it kind of rocks like that. So I'm going to want to find an edge that is relatively solid, like that one right there. Hardly moves at all. Next, I'm going to make sure everything is clean and put the proper size parallel down for the block that I have. Then I'm going to take that side that I found that was flat, put it up against this back edge here down on the parallel. Then I'm going to use a piece of copper wire. Some people use aluminum wire or some other thing. I'm an electrician, so I have copper wire. I'm going to hold that back behind there while I clamp down on the vise. This is the sequence in which I'm going to machine it. First I'm going to do this side, then I'm going to spin it this way and then machine this side. Then I'm going to flip it over the other way so this is up, but turn it the other way so that this is up while number 1 is back against here. And then I'm going to flip it over so that the 4 is up. Since the other 3 surfaces are machined, it doesn't matter which way you do that. So, to make quick work of this, I'm going to use the Tormach Superfly, but if you don't have a fly cutter, you can use whatever end mills you have, 3/8, 1/2 inch. Once I've got the fly cutter in here, I'm just going to lower it in the Z-axis until the fly cutter is just barely touching. I'm going to do this manually by using Path Pilot, which you can also do with Mach 3. I've got my RPM set at 1500 RPM. I can control the spindle with the forward and the stop. I will zero out my Z, and using the jog shuttle I will change to Z, and I will go down negative 10 thousandths. Now I'm going to be controlling it through the MDI. First I'm going to enter G91, which is a relative coordinate system. So any direction I put in here, it's going to be relative to where the mill is, where the cutter is right now. I'm also going to put in a G1, which is a feed rate at a specified speed, so I can tell it how fast to go. Next I'm going to enter in the coordinates. I just need to go far enough for the fly cutter to pass it all the way. In my case, I'm going to go X negative 6, so it's going to go 6 inches in the negative direction on X. And then I'm going to put in an F6, which is the feed rate, 6 inches per minute. As you can see, that left a mirror-like finish on the part. Now I'm going to clean off the edges here. And then loosen up, pull this out, and I'm going to flip it around and go to 2. Now I'm just going to do the same thing as before. Make sure the fly cutter is just barely touching. Go down 0.010 of an inch and fly cut that off. As before, I'm going to clean these edges off here. I'm not cleaning these edges because they're actually clean because of the way the fly cutter is cutting. Alright, now I'm going to loosen it up. Take this out again. Now I'm going to rotate it to 3, but I'm going to flip it around so that number 1 is facing there. Now I have a finished surface on this side, so I'm going to make sure this is down against the parallel really well. Hammer that down, make sure the parallel doesn't move. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing. Again, like before, I'm going to clean up the edges here. Take the part out of the vise. Now that I have 2 finished edges here, I'm going to check the dimension with the calipers here and subtract that amount from the final dimension. So the block turned out to be 1.962, and I'm going for 1 7/8, which is 1.875, which leaves 0.087, 87 thousandths. I'm going to leave 10 thousandths for finish, which means I need to take off 77 thousandths. I've actually changed the belt position to lower because of the higher removal rate, and I've actually slowed down the inches per minute, the feed rate, to 3 inches per minute. Now I'm going to put this back in, making sure I still have 3 up and 1 against the back jaw. Again, hammering it down. Make sure the parallel doesn't move. So it measured out to be 1.884, which was 9 thousandths off. So instead of taking 10 thousandths off, I'm going to take 9 thousandths off on this next pass. So it turned out to be exactly 1.875 in the middle, but it was about 1,000th low here and 1,000th high here. So it looks like there's something off on the tramming, either the vise or the head. So I'm about 2,000ths off between here and here, so I'll have to correct that in the vise or the head. Now I will put the part back in the vise with 4 facing up and 2 facing back. Now I will touch off the part like before and zero my Z and go down 10 thousandths of an inch and make another pass. The next step will be to measure the thickness here and deduct that from the size that we need. And I will make a roughing pass and a finished pass, but I'm going to do that off camera. Now that those 4 sides are done, I'm going to put one of the ends up and I'm going to face one back towards the jaw. The next step will be to use a machinist square down on the parallel here to square up the stock on there. If you want to get real technical about it, you could use a dial test indicator on this side over here, but for this I'm just going to use the level. Make sure I'm level there. Now I'm going to take 10 thousandths off this surface like I did before. There's a low corner here, so I'm going to take another 10 thousandth off. Now I'm going to clean these edges off. Spin the part around like this to the last surface. Make sure it's clean. Tap that down in the back. The parallel doesn't move. Now I'm going to take 10,000 off this side. Once again, I'm going to measure this, deduct the amount that I want to be left with, deduct 10 thousandth from that, take the remainder, rough that off, come back, and do a finished cut of 10,000th, and that should be done. Alright, that should be all done. Now I'm going to take it out, clean off the final edges. Double check the rest of the edges here. Alright, there we go. I'll just double check the dimensions on this, but should be good to go. Okay, there it is. Not quite perfect because of a couple errors that I had made, but pretty darn close and pretty shiny too. If you like this video, I'd appreciate the thumbs up. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Also wanted to mention a few good videos. Some of you may already know about these, but great videos on the same topic that I actually studied for this. From the comedian This Old Tony, Tom's Techniques, and there's also some great videos by MIT that I'm not sure everybody knows about. I'll leave links to the videos down below. If you'd like to subscribe, there should be a subscribe button over there, and there should be some other videos on the screen if you'd like to see some other videos. Alright?